Entra anche tu nel mondo della metamorfosi e comanda il potere della mutazione con i bestioid, una forza che muta nelle tue mani, da uomo a bestia, per scatenare l'avventura.
Bestioid! Bestioid!
Entrano nel tuo mondo i bestioid, i nuovi eroi che si trasformano da uomo a bestia. Bestioid, solo da Linea Gig.
Hey guys, and welcome back, as this week I'm taking a look at a toy line that was really two-faced with the Infaceables. The Infaceables were a line of toys produced by Galoob in 1984 at a time when if you wanted to make it in the toy industry, you needed a gimmick, and that's just what Galoob came up with the Infaceables. Infaceables' Mystic Warriors of Change were large 5¼ inch action figures that were caught somewhere in between the void of Thundercats and Visionaries. There were warriors of good and evil, with not much more backstory given than that. The dark side, led by the evil mammoth leader, Tembo, fought to control the Earth against the heroic warriors led by Iron Lion. Don't let their simple appearances fool you, however. They could reveal their inner powers hidden within with their quick change action feature, revealing a hidden second face through the use of vacuum suction. The figures were sold individually and came with one accessory each. There were 8 figures in all, 4 heroic warriors and 4 evil warriors. They were also released in Italy under the name Bestioids and in Greece, with some loose association to the Black Star line, and some vehicle and figure molds were reused. The heroic warriors were led by the courageous Iron Lion and consisted of Robash, a super strong robot out to bash evil, War Dog, a wild fighter and ally of good forces, and Sphinx, an ancient champion of goodness who strikes like the cobra. On the side of the evil warriors you have Tembo, the mammoth leader of the dark side, Torto the Claw, armored beast menacing the briny deep, Brainor, the dark side strategist whose brain pulses with evil, and Tuscus, the saber-toothed oceanic ogre of darkness. There were also 3 vehicles produced for the line. The Crusher Cruiser, a mobile command base with gigantic crushing jaws, the Incredible Thrasher, a wheeling attack tank with a whirling ball and chain to bash anything that gets in its way, and the Horrible Hammer, a roving attack tank that attacks with sledgehammer force, pulverizing anything in its path. Unfortunately, the Infaceables went the way of so many gimmicky toy oddities of the 1980s. With no corresponding cartoons or cross-merchandising interest and lackluster sales, Galoob had to finally face the music and retired the line by the end of 1984.
Alright guys, so now let's take a look at some of the Infaceable figures that I have in my collection. Now unfortunately I don't have any others aside from these 2 here, and they are both members of the dark side. We have Torto the Claw, who is the armored beast menacing the briny deep, and then Tembo, the evil mammoth leader of the dark side. Now you can tell right off the bat there's a lot of similarities. The color schemes are very, very similar, so you can almost kind of get them mixed up a little bit. And unfortunately, most of their faces have worn away, which is a really common trait with this line of kind of forgotten toys, to where just the rubber material in the faces have dried out. There's little bits and pieces, like parts of the eyes you can kind of see, but aside from that, they're all gone, and even some of the ones on card have kind of started to deteriorate, and any ones that you can find with the faces are usually very expensive. So now let's take a look here at Torto the Claw, and I always kind of laugh when I hear his name, because it's just Torto, it just reminds me of Tortellini, so evil warlord of Tortellini. That's just the first thing that always comes to my mind. But you can see he's a very cool looking figure. He has that kind of like crab or like lobster look to him with his little, he's got like this horned scale over the top of his head. And then he has this blue helmet, which has kind of like this scaly lobster turtle-like appearance to it. So, you know, he's living underwater and stuff. And then again, he has like this yellow armored breastplate that kind of looks like a lobster or a crustacean or something like that. And then he has this really cool silver claw hand, which really gives him a lobster-like look. And I like that a lot. I think that looks really neat. And then he has the rest of his blue and yellow armor. He has like these scalloped boots down at the bottom with like these shin guards. And then they're kind of like a blue two-tone. And then on the back he has kind of like this turtle like shell that continues around from the front of his armor, as well as the helmet, and then the bottom part of his armor. Not much articulation in these at all. You can't move them at the waist. You can only move the arms, and then you can only move the legs ever so slightly. And then to do their little action feature where their face would suck in over this ridged plastic material in there, and it would give them their second face, you would just pull up on the chest, and then that would cause the air to suck in the plastic rubbery material around the face. And I'll see if I can get a little bit closer here so you can kind of see. Yeah, see that's all that's left of Torto's face. You can see a little bit of the eye there and around the chin. The details are kind of neat, though. It shows you what it would have looked like when you would have used the action feature. So overall, they're still neat figures. They're definitely an oddity, no doubt about it. But I think that they look cool. You can put them in your Motu collection, or probably they would really go well in the Thundercats line. It's just like one-off villains and heroes. They look really neat. So that's Torto. And now let's take a look at Tembo, which is funny. Torto, Tembo, a lot of O's. Very similar names here and similar color schemes. And I actually thought he was a pharaoh for quite a while. He just looks like, I know there is a pharaoh figure, but he looks like maybe there was a different pharaoh when I first saw him. I didn't really know what he was. There's so much going on with him. He's very cool looking, though. I like his color scheme. It's very bright. He has the mammoth tusks going around the head, the yellow chest plate and helmet. He has these really, really nice bright yellow bracers that go around the wrists. He has these claw-like kind of demon hands, which are really neat. Nice razor, kind of like talons, fingernails. He has the other yellow part to his armor. And then he has this wrinkly looking elephant skin, legs with the elephant toes. So he's really just a crazy combination of all these different things coming together. And so some people call him a boar, a mammoth, and it's what is he really supposed to be? But the package says he's a mammoth, so that's what I'm going with. Seems to make the most sense anyway. And yeah, he's just a neat looking character. He's definitely very different. He's got a lot more detail than Torto, I like, especially in the bracers and the legs, so that really makes him stand out a lot differently. And then, of course, he would do the same thing. He'd pull up on the chest, and he would do the little face feature, and I'll see, there's not going to be much you can see on him, but just that way you can see what you can see of his facial features, and you can see that's where his little tusks would come out in there. There's in the back corner, you won't be able to see it, but all the way in there, his eye, you can kind of see. I just can't get that to focus in very well. But so that would be Tembo. And yeah, they're both two really weird, interesting figures. A lot of times when I first saw these, I didn't really know what they were or what line they belonged in. I think I originally believed that they were in Thundercats, so they're really cool, kind of unique, one-off oddity figures to collect for if you're into that type of thing with different series like Thundercats and Masters of the Universe. Well, anyway, guys, that's going to do it this week, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this crazy, weird series that unfortunately had to face the music with Galoob's Infaceables. Hope you thought it was as cool as I did, and I'll see you back here next time.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.